69-year-old Nikiforos Diamandouros from Greece is the European Ombudsman. Since 2003, his job profile has been to bring the European Union closer to its citizens. Normally he can be found in his Brussels or Strasbourg office, sifting through a stack of citizen complaints. But today he's invited the President of the Commission and the President of the Parliament to be quizzed by dozens of citizens.
I always use as a criterion as an ombudsman issues that relate to citizens' interests, citizens' trusts, citizens' concerns, citizens' complaints. The novelty of this particular event this year was that this was the first time we actually made use of social media in a very specific and immediate way, and we opened it up, if you please, beyond the Brussels community. So we used tweeting to be able to actually reach out to a much broader audience, and to also do it in a truly interactive fashion, to be able to involve the presidents of the three most important institutions in a direct dialogue with citizens. What prompted that was the thought that, again, the crisis is touching raw nerves at the level of the member states, that lots of citizens are becoming very, very concerned about that, and that the cost that the Union is paying for this kind of a situation is an increasingly shaken sense of trust in EU institutions. So we thought that the best way to do that is to address it head on, and what better kind of persons to address than the presidents of the three major institutions, that represent the Parliament, direct elections, the Council, the Member States, and the Commission, of course, who represents the Union in a very specific non-partisan and non-member state way.
Trust between the European Union and member states is at a record low, especially in Diamandouros' native Greece. With a never-ending political and economic crisis, would he not prefer to go back home and serve his country?
I certainly wish to serve my country, and I think that in the role that I am right now, I'm also, in a sense, serving my country from that particular position. I have no particular interest in entering electoral politics. So the information which you received, which was accurate, would have involved me in what eventually became the responsibility of Mr. Papadimos, who I think was eminently qualified to do that because he has the specific knowledge about financial markets and economics because of his training and his career pattern that I do not. So I think it would have been, but this would not have been an electoral office. It would have been, as it has been, kind of an interim arrangement. And I felt that this would, of course, and my obligation to be able to consider something like that. But I was also relieved that the decision was to go to Mr. Papadimos. How do I feel about? Well, I'm very, very much concerned. I'm very much involved. I follow with a considerable degree of anxiety and pain what's happening in my country, and I very much hope that the way things are evolving, the European Union policy will also evolve so that the austerity measures will also be coupled with some degree of incentives for growth, because without having growth you will not be able to actually kind of face up to the challenges associated with austerity. And I just hope that my compatriots will produce a viable government in the forthcoming elections to make it possible to be able to move and to address the challenges associated with rebalancing the economic life of the country.